Hi everyone, and welcome to that new video about JavaScript. Today we are going to talk about JavaScript syntax and to understand the two types of values that we have in JavaScript. We have fixed values and variable values. We call fixed values literals, and we call variable values variables. Literals are numbers and strings. Number can be written with or without decimal. We see here an example. We can have 9.50 and it results as 9.5. And then we have text that are written in double or single quote that we call strings. In that case, we send to the element test2 the inner HTML red Mario. And we see that here, that's just a string, something that is as it is. Of course, strings are very important, but variable are most important moving blocks, because variables are used to store data values. JavaScript uses the keyword var to declare variables. Of course, we have different way to do that, and we are going to see them later in the course. But for now, and to avoid confusion, I just introduce you to var. And the equal sign, as we've seen before, is used to assign values to variable. So we can see inside of the ID test3 that we declare the variable x and we assign that to the number 9. Then we go to print on the screen the number, and of course we are going to obtain the number 9. Then we have operators. JavaScript uses arithmetic operators to calculate values, as we already have seen in a short example before, but let's go more in details. For example, here we can use our classic method getElementById, and then we see 11 plus 5 multiplied for 16. That is getting us the result 256. So as you can see, we did a pretty simple arithmetic operation. We can also use variable and assigned value to do calculation, like in that case. We declare two variables x and y, we assign the value 5 and the value 9, and then we make the sum. So we have 14 here. Then an expression is a combination of value, variables, and operation with calculate a value. It's something similar to what we have seen here, and we can also perform simpler operation, 9 multiplied for 9. That is clearly has 81 as a result. Then we have keywords that are used to identify the actions to be performed. The keyword var, for example, tells the browser to create variables, but we have a lot more. That's just an example to not introduce too many information. And here we can see another example where we use the variable x and y, we declare them, we assign them, and then we use a combination of y equal the var x multiplied for 1000. And then we ask to print that result inside of test 7. With the value of y, we are going to have 11,000. That's self-explanatory. Of course, comments that we have seen before are not executed by the browser when it reads through the page. For example, that thing are not going to be executed, and if I put that sign here, also 6 is not going to be executed. So where previously we had 6, now that since it was the last line, the lower line, if I save and I refresh the page, we have 8, as you see. So it's very easy with that example to understand that putting that is just basically excluding that piece of code. It's very useful to do it just to understand if some part of code is running not in the way you want. But yeah, it's something that you should have well present in your mind. Of course, my advice is to take that page or the page you built looking at the video, stop it, write the code, and make a different example. As you have seen, we are building up on what we have seen already in the previous lesson, and every time we add a bit of information in a way that you are going to learn and to have everything in your long-term memory. Thank you for your attention, and see you in the next video. Bye.